to the republic for which it stands, the nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll start by reading the school committee statement. The committee represents the needs of all Leominster Public School students and places their interest above all others. We will exercise leadership, adhere to our protocols, and base our decision upon reasoned assessment of all available information. We will advocate for each of our schools and support high-quality public education efforts. Before we start with public comment, I just want to introduce one of our new student reps tonight, our Marcus Dolmise. He is our CTEI rep, and he'll be joining us at all the meetings throughout the school year. Tyler couldn't be with us tonight, but he'll join. Welcome.
Welcome.
Great. All right, I'd like to open up the public comment. If you'd like to come speak, up to the microphone. Anybody online, they can unmute. Second time, anybody want to address the committee? Third and final time. Close the public comment. Communications?
Yes, there is one communication this evening that you've just received when you sat down. It is a letter from me to the school committee announcing that I am retiring at the end of this year on June 30th, 2020. It's time. And give it over to some young buck. Maybe it's you.
You ready, Marcus?
Yeah, it's been an honor and a privilege, and I just want to say thank you to everybody in this community and to my team and to our staff who have gone on quite the ride the last 6.5 years. It's been an honor. We have a lot of work to do this year, so my commitment is still in place until June 30th. And then at that time, I hope to be able to help with a seamless transition, whatever the district needs to stay on a steady path. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And I know there'll be more of this, but thank you. District, you led us through some difficult times, and we can talk more about that later. But
Yes. Yeah.
I know that we will work with the chair on getting a committee going, putting it out, and all. You have a report?
I do. So this is, get your pens sharpened because it's time. Tons going on. First and foremost, I just want to make the announcement that freshman open house at LHS is tomorrow at 5:30. This is a key day for students and families to come in. Staff will be here, administration will be here, talking about schedules and moving about the building, helping with that transition. It's a big move moving up to the high school. This is a big place with a lot of people. So I'm going to encourage our freshman class, which is over 500 students right now, very large class, to take advantage of this if you can. It's open, so just come in informally, meet people, just try to get your feelers out. Make sure that you stay involved. It's a great opportunity. Next Monday, the 28th, is teachers' first day back. This year, we're doing things a little differently. We're having all staff report to their buildings, and we're going to work day one so that we are all prepared and confident to greet all of our students on Tuesday. That's grades 1 through 12, Tuesday on the 29th. Our kindergarten, our littlest people, are joining us on Tuesday, September 5th. So we're extremely busy. Enrollment is quite high right now. Secretaries just started back last Monday, so we're still trying to clean up the database. There was a request about enrollment numbers. I'll have that for the next meeting, but there's some things that need to shake out at this point. People that are withdrawing, people that are still moving in. Our pick center is nonstop right now. So I will have all updated numbers at the next meeting on September 5th. School supplies, hot item, very hot item. All of the schools have all the school supplies that students will need for this coming year. We started back in spring last year, talking with business manager Mel Michaels, administrators, and staff. And one of the things that we felt was a barrier for some students and really created an inequity was around school supplies. Melissa, you have 4 children. We're down to 1 in the public schools now, but when you have that many children, it's really expensive. So all teachers had said, you know what, we're not sending home the traditional supply list. We're going to take care of that. And also instruction has changed. We don't use as much paper and pencils now that every child has a device. So everything is in a balance. So we have purchased whatever faculty need, whatever students need. The one thing I would encourage families, if they can, is to get a sturdy backpack. I'd rather them take the time on that. Those backpacks become property of the students. It's theirs. They own it. It's almost like a little security blanket. If not, we have extra backpacks. It might not be the preference, but we do have backpacks. There are giveaways all over the city. I mean, just go online. So we're going to take care of the school supplies from A to Z and hope that we can remove any inequity for any child. So we want everybody here ready to go on Tuesday. Okay. Bus routes will be posted soon. We still have our app, which was well used last year, really supported communication for parents, just took that nervousness down, like, where's my child's bus? Where's my child? You know, the first couple of weeks were very, very slow. So your child will probably get home a lot later than it says on paper, as we start to practice those routes. And the bus drivers, they learn very quickly. They move faster and faster, but the app, First View, will be reposted. Everything has been wiped out. Everything has been wiped out. So every parent that wants it again has to re-enter, and we will have a new code. We'll send that information out once we know that the database is clean. But we had now 2,000 last year that had taken advantage of it, and it really helped slow the phones down either in the morning or in the afternoon. So that is coming your way as well. Once again, for Leominster Public Schools and across the state, breakfast and lunch are free this year. So that's a wonderful, and hopefully someday that's not even a statement I have to make. So I'm really proud that we're doing that one. Yes. And next week I will be sending out another app, and this one comes from the Leominster Police Department. It's a new app on your phone for 411. It's an anonymous call-in for incidents, whatever. You know, we always say, if you see something, say something. This is a very easy tool. You can download it. It's free to everyone. And we want to encourage our families to take advantage of it. We will send out all of the instructions. It's very easy to do. And if there is something that needs to be reported, or if you're just questioning something, they encourage you to please use that app. So that information is coming out. And last but not least, we are staying steadfast with a strong focus, number one, on attendance. We have children for 180 days, and we need to move mountains. We constantly have to move mountains. So whenever possible, we really want our children's daily attendance to increase. We understand that there are family obligations, things come up, and that's fine. But whenever possible, please have your child in school. High quality instruction and materials are throughout the district still. Teachers have been engaged in professional development all summer. It's been very busy with professional development. We had administration in the last couple of days. They're exhausted. We've been doing mathematics like nobody's business. So teachers are ready to go. And that will occur also throughout the year. Behaviors, positive behaviors, we're going to continue with our code of conduct, building a bridge and an understanding of what the expectations are in order to be in Leominster Public Schools. We want students ready and prepared, well-behaved, and focused on what is important when you're a child. And last but not least is safety. We continue to invest in safety this evening. Josh Bowridge will speak about a safety committee that has been formed, and he's joined the team to help communicate the efforts around safety. I'm looking forward to a great year. I think it's going to happen fast. Summer flew by with all this rain. Let's just say it's not snow yet. So let's just get ready. It's going to be very, very busy, very, very fast. So we're ready to go for next Monday. Thank you.
Superintendent. It's already super busy.
It's super busy. It's very super busy.
Anybody have any questions about the superintendent? Great. Let's move right into presentations. We have a summer school. Yeah.
Week. Some of them, we had more in the first week, that kind of thing. I think we definitely, were, we had more of attendance and better attendance, not starting the 4th of July. So that was a big eye opener for us. The 4 weeks after, consistent, it was really well attended. We had about 225, 250 specialized, in the specialized programming for pre-K through 12. Our credit recovery was very successful this year. We had no seniors that had to attend. So that was a big thing for us because usually we do a little graduation at the end, but all seniors had completed their requirements. We had over 70% of the students be successful in receive their credit recovery. So that's great. A lot more than we've had since the pandemic. So we were excited about that. Creative choices, an average of 150 kids came weekly, but anywhere up to 180 on certain weeks. So they were very busy. Their summer was a little rough with the rain because they had a lot of outdoor activities. So we tried our best to add different activities in there. And then the school and the pool kind of put a damper sometimes on closing early the last 2 weeks. So
Energetic. Let's just say energetic. So much fun.
Ice cream. Gonna-
In the high school level, it's all about just getting our students to work with each other and communicate with each other and share ideas with each other and be inventive, which is really important as we keep moving our students forward.
Great
So-
program this summer. The buildings were full, 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 full. Yes.
Didn't matter where you went, they were full. So, and we appreciate,
Summer?
Lots of big
Awesome.
smiles.
Yeah.
that was one of our parents who volunteered.
Building. So thank you.
Yes.
For everything that you coordinated.
Yes.
Thank you very much. It was great work this summer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We have a brief update, for the safety committee that we met a couple times over the summer. Two meetings held with members of the Leominster Police Department, chaired by the mayor. I know Eileen Griffin was at one of the meetings, I was at the other. I have some data to hand out. We'll get to that in one second. Just go through some of the bullet points. So the security position posted over the summer, at the beginning of the summer, that is in the process of being filled. So we'll have a security liaison to work directly with the assistant superintendent. We'll do a lot of the work that the assistant superintendent was spearheading, but also under his direction, I would imagine so as well. So that's good for us. There's been a renewed relationship with the probation department for the Fitchburg District Court. Thanks to Chief Kennedy with the Leominster Police Department. Discipline was discussed at length at both meetings, and renewing that relationship with the probation department will give the schools more options. Rather than try to solve every problem in-house, they will be able to lean on probation at times when appropriate. And the 411 tip line, as discussed by the superintendent earlier. I'm going to hand out the data. Made public on Massachusetts Association of School Committee.
That's the website. Department of Ed.
Just take one and pass it down. In the packet, you'll see school year 2022, 2023 in white. If you flip through, I believe it's a third page or fourth page in the packet. The blue page is 2021, 2022 school year. It's a comparison. Some of the bullet points that will just kind of go over. The attendance is getting better. 2021, 2022, they had attendance policy violations to the number of 444. Following school year, that was down to 169. There's been some considerable efforts to work towards that. Drugs, excluding alcohol and tobacco, also to exclude the vaping, which we know is an issue in the schools and was discussed at the meetings. That's going to be probably a constant topic going forward. There was 60 total offenses in 2021, 22. That was down to 29 following year. Bullying, 34 offenses that were dealt with disciplinary action. 2021, 22 school year. That was down to 6 the following year. So we can tell that the schools are really doing a good job in minimizing some of those cases. And I think I think it's probably safety committee wide believes that with that 411 line, we can get to the root of any other cases that we might not know about. That would be usually helpful. Second page goes into threats and intimidation, tobacco use, kind of covered that one, vandalism, 46 down to 45. Room for improvement there. Weapons possession, 9 down to 8. So we could see a comparison that there has been a lot of headway made these issues. I know a lot of us had concerns last year, and I think being on this committee is going to be helpful to make sure that we can bring those back to this group, discuss it as a larger committee. One of the other final announcements that the committee talked about was the school resource officers. There'll be 3 new school resource officers this school year. They've all attended training. They're all seasoned veterans of the Leominster Police Department. And they're going to work hand in hand with the superintendent's office, assistant superintendent's office, and the new security position in the probation department when needed. There'll be 2 at the high school and 1 to cover the middle schools, but the high school resource officers will float and cover the middle schools as needed. So there will be coverage throughout the district. If anybody has any questions on any of the things that we discussed.
Just a quick one. When we're talking about the safety committee, we're talking about like a police involvement, not necessarily like a fire, emergency management, special ed, like all those pieces. Is it police and
So
schools?
yes,
Yeah.
but to fully answer your question, I believe that the new position is going to actually focus on some of those other areas for school safety. Due to the training that the assistant superintendent, I believe with Homeland Security, right? That new role will focus on those things as well. So there'll be discipline, there'll be school safety, but then there'll also be the planning to, school facility safety concerns too.
Kind of look at. We need to update the memory. And a lot of it. Everybody can say that this information is important. It doesn't scare us because the absence of data is what scares us, that people aren't reporting them. So for those people that are involved, we important report so that we can work on this. And then I think we bring next level is the safety person getting involved with management, all the other people, probation, and I already have the roundtable discussions that they do, and then remember we replaced a half of city people in 10 years. Yeah, some new comes on it, take 30 with them. Why are we doing? As I said over and over, everybody gets reasons. We're responsible for every kid when they're here in our school. 6,000 kids get dropped off, you by bus, they walk, or parents drop them off. We're in charge of it. We have to show up. Things are going to happen. Anybody that thinks you're going to have 6,000 kids anywhere, even getting ice cream, without some sort of an issue, they're going to happen. I think what people look for is parents look for how to handle this. They handle it fairly, handle it swiftly. I think superintendent's done a good job in terms of what are my tools, what can I do legally, what can I do, but this can't be tolerated. So we're it's work. So the new year starts. You see things on the news, all of this, and then information can spread within seconds. Right? Within seconds, show up. But this is going on. You see it. So it's just kind of circling back to what we've always done, but having somebody, security person, or maybe with all of those other agencies, certainly lots of and we already have them. Systems in place, training, a lot is already happening. Again, it's a parent, it's a school, want to make sure, they're okay and systems are in place, and then if something does happen, we're going to act swiftly and fairly. That's all people can. Some expect. They don't expect it to be 1,000 kids. Before, nothing better than that. I've never had that conversation. Thanks, Josh, for it. We've got probation. It's not a bad thing for some students to be on probation. Some students at that age, probation, because they have resources that we can't. Oh, yeah. Which is what somebody might need.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
But we're not going to share, like, with me, but they're not going to share like every little detail of every little safety feature because we need it to be safe. And so we are trying to work around that. So I just want reasonable expectations out that we are on top of it. So that everyone's safe.
Not hiding anything. But saying,
Be confidential.
Any other questions?
So thank you for joining us in those meetings. I think it's been very helpful.
Very.
Eye-opening. Very eye-opening.
All right. Somerset Principal Interview Committee.
Sure, and I don't need an answer tonight, but as you know, Mr. Steinberg has taken a job right next to his house in Lowell. So when he came in, he was, you know, when they're waiting in your office at 8 a.m., you know that's not a good conversation on a Monday morning. But we have to be happy for him. It's great for his family. It's great for him. He's still working with us, just winding up a few little pieces, but the position's already posted. It's quite a bit of interest. Renee Koska will be heading up an interview committee. And so we'd like to have one member of this committee join the interview team. I think it's a conversation for you to think about. You can tell Dean can let me know who he thinks best to be a part of it, and then Renee will be in contact. But that will happen pretty quickly. Right. We were able to move one of the assistant principals from Skyview over there. He's over helping out right now. Luckily, those teams were in good places. And somebody from the district office said, well, I'll go and backfill for him right now so that there's not a gaping hole. So all spots are filled, but we will interview and then make an announcement after that. So we're moving forward. Okay, so if you could just let Dean know if anybody's interested, and then he can let me know.
All right.
Thank you.
Approval of the minutes for June 5. Any questions or comments, errors, omissions? Not all in favor? Opposed? And then again, this is a good time for us to reemphasize what discussions we have with the superintendent about if there are employees out there who work in the system and they see themselves as people who might want to work their way through the system, and to let us know. Don't keep it a secret. Maybe if it is in this position, but there's something else down the road that they're interested in and they would like to, take extra courses or specialize in those areas, by all means, let us know. We've had good luck with, organically recruiting people within the system. But if we don't know what your career path is or what your interests are, it's much good to us, right? So let us know, share it with superintendent, the building manager, wherever it is that HR, whoever's out there that. Okay, we're going to move on to subcommittee meetings. Are there any subcommittees that have met or going to meet?
All the corrections and changes in the level, elementary, middle, and high school. Our next meeting will be on September 5th at 5:15. Where we hope to have everything come up with some recommendations. And that's kind of where we're at with that. On a side note, there's 3 of us from policy who is attendance evaluation. So we will be compiling those on Monday and reporting back to the folks on our.
All right, been busy. And then finance update. I know Melody didn't spend any money all summer, but If you have a few items, you know, here and there, a few paper clips and copy over at Staples, little things. Did all of our work get done? I mean, everything that we contracted over the summer, repairs and carpets and, yeah, okay. But for the most part, things get done. Okay, good. Okay,
I assume you wanted to read
I
those.
think so those are Brandon's job.
All right, I'll make a motion that we approve the following warrants. First is warrant 48 that totals $2,613,776.04. Warrant 49 that totals $144,613.09. Warrant 50 that totals $8,381,751.66. Warrant 51 totaling $924,357.39. Warrant 52 totaling $4,192,665.27. Warrant 53 that totals $1,058,086.25. Warrant 54 totaling $552,778.87.
87 cents, just 36 at the end.
Sorry, I might have said it backwards. And warrant 55 totaling $116,932.70. From grants and revolving, we have warrant 48 that totals $258,331.49. Warrant 49 totaling $36,467.92. Warrant 50 totaling $1,140,907.22. Warrant 51 totaling $194,139.96. Warrant 52 totaling $386,450.21. Warrant 1 totaling $57,890.31. Warrant 2, $279,693.87. Warrant 3 totaling $13,913.79. Warrant 4 totaling $454,238.61. Warrant 5 totaling $330,269.63. Warrant 6 totaling $904,858.62. Also from grants of revolving. Warrant 1, $68,048.40. Warrant 2, $331,782.17. Warrant 3 totaling $391,876.25. Warrant 4 that totals $315,223.27. Warrant 5 that totals $58,012.70, and warrant 6 that totals $314,350.50.
still looking for that 2 cents from last year. All right, you heard the recommendation. Is there a second?
I'll second.
A second by Eileen. Are there any questions or comments about any of these revolving accounts, appropriations from last year, closing out the year, or the new calendar year starting on July 1st? Any questions? If not, all in favor? Those opposed? Thank you. Yeah.
Straightforward. We actually had no adjustments necessary. So what you had voted on originally back in May and June is what we're putting in the system. So finally vote on it. Yep.
So when the state passed their budget and they finally, the governor signed it, there was no additional funding in there, not a penny, not 2 cents, not.
They were pretty good to us this year.
Okay.
We're very
Yeah, oh, that's fine.
we vote originally voted budgets At $62,426,431, Know when you're, you are.
I'll make that motion and not release the number that Melanie just said.
Second.
All right, so we'll vote on that first.
Yeah.
Any questions? It's the exact same we passed. All in favor? Those opposed? Second would be for expenses. $0.12, so we're only off 10. Second
Motion?
by someone, by Ron? And then
It's fine. Well, first, second, we're all good.
we have 2 seconds. And then we're in the appropriate blue, so we'll give them both credit. So, we don't have any questions at all? If not, oh, yes, go ahead. That's okay. Is it budget related? We'll do this first. We'll vote. All right, all in favor? Those opposed? And then, cross guards? Is that a separate? Okay, all right. So this is a net school spending budget. All right, there was a question, Alyssa? Yeah.
Caution tapes off and everything.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's coming down.
Those, yeah, those are coming.
They're just disconnecting.
Yeah, there's
Power
some
lines,
electricity
all that
situations
stuff.
there that they want to make sure they're involving all the.
Yep.
city
That's what-
guys.
Yeah, we have a meeting coming up.
I went back
Oh.
1990.
Just in with.
It's funny, I thought the warranty was still on. We bought, I thought we had bought the extended warranty. What the heck? What year was that? Hey, CTEI built the other ones at Fall Brook, right? Didn't they build those? Yeah, they built
Before
those,
my time.
they built the addition over there. You know how you get out towards,
Kindergarten.
and then you take a left?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Those ones are
CTE.
still- The other ones were
They weren't potables. That's an actual building, right?
to take them down.
Oh, it shouldn't be a lot. There's no asbestos or anything. Yeah. Don't you have a tractor or something there? Sal?
It won't take much looking at some of them.
Correct. Let the termites at them? Yeah, that's.
I mean, that sounds like.
You know, they have the axe throwing things.
All right, Melanie, thank you. There's nothing else?
Thanks, Mel.
Thank you for coming. All right, we're gonna move on to obsolete, speaking of obsolete, we have obsolete equipment. You saw, yeah, you saw pictures and everything in here, right?
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions about any of this? Okay, motion to declare surplus in a second. All in favor? Okay, and then we have warrants. Vote on the 2024 budget and acceptance of a donation.
Yes. Wait Institute.
To accept that gift?
By Eileen and a second by Sal. All in favor? Those opposed? Thank you. And then HR report. Oh.
Lengthy.
How we doing?
Yes. To say it's lengthy. You can read it, your leader, but we're in good shape. We're ready to open up.
This year seems better from what I
It
hear.
is.
It seems better for hiring bus drivers. Everything seems a little better than last year. Knock on plastic.
Yes.
Cluster.
Yeah,
I don't believe it.
bring them in from Fitzwilliam. All right, let's see. The Fallbrook project update.
I was thinking, we've been meeting. Where are we at?
It's a very, very, if the only way to explain it is it's like taken the wrong way. It's like going to Florida, but you really wanted to go to Maine. And so the process is just, my opinion, it's there to make things move slowly because they don't have the money for the projects. So they get you in and you're like excited because you're in, and then there's like multiple steps. We don't even know what project we're working on. We don't know if it's demolition. We don't know if it's expansion, renovation. We don't know, but it's all part of it's a long boot camp to get to the point where, okay, now we know. It's a project. That's all we know. And so, but contract, the people that we've hired to help us with it, understand it. And so we're probably, we're at like step one of many steps. So, but it's in progress if anybody asks.
They've created a website, so if anybody wants to
Yeah.
follow it, that's gonna go up. You can see the meetings are posted. We're getting ready to get into the interview for a designer. This might be interesting. They had a walkthrough last Wednesday. They were walk through Fallbrook, and 10 companies came through Fallbrook, all highly interested. So the people that are helping us through this process will be vetting that work so that bring a select amount of designers before us before we start interviewing. We don't have to do all 10 if it's not viable. So hopefully we get moving.
Do the designers determine the, like, you
No.
We know.
So we pay for designers and then
They have to design it all of the options.
They have to design actually all the options. You're absolutely right. They have to design the total tear down review. They have to do a renovation. What was the third thing?
Like an.
And
Yeah.
High school
Right.
did an expansion
Right, so
renovation.
it's just like an expansion. So they have to plan all of that. And it goes back to, I think, MSBA, but they had to decide which. So it feels long.
And speaking of long, do we have an update on the fields in the back?
It was between the athletic director and we're ready to go.
Yeah,
I
I was
mean,
ready to go out to bid.
yeah, I mean,
So
we're
I think
ready to
it's with
go.
Greg.
I went to look at 4 different fields. And I hope to see one that was similar to ours, with the same terrain.
Yeah.
And all of them were outside the school, but flat, like, you had to do some grading. No one has the same like cut and fill situation that we do, so. Should be out any second. It goes out to bid. Greg's just waiting for it as soon as all the details are there. And again, we've got 10 million budgeted and we're hoping to do whatever 10 million will cover at this point. And then later on, the things that we have to do later, we'll rough things in, and if we have to add things later, we'll add things in later. But in the meantime, everyone's sharing space and fields and Doyle works, and we got vans outside, so that's a good sign, buses, so we need to move students around temporarily we can, but there are some companies that have just gotten into building fields now. That's all they do. And they get in, get their job done, and they're all quick. But they do a good job, and it really has become a specialty, so hopefully just as many of them will show up to bid on this project as we had walked through Fallbrook, so.
We're looking to do artificial or natural?
Artificial, oh, well, we're beyond the life expectancy, because they take good care of it. The salespeople said the same thing. We expected we're gonna sell you another one. But still getting use out of it, so. It's all how you care for them. Okay, thank you, everybody, and now we'll move on to, are we gonna have an executive session? or-
Yes.
Okay. All right, so then I'm gonna ask if there's any old or new business before we close out. So otherwise, we're gonna have to come back
Yeah,
and just.
okay, so. Goodness, I know Chris has been asking about people going to the MELC conference. I would strongly urge people to attend. It's a great,
What's the deadline that you need to know, Chris? The early bird special. All right, I'll give you a,
Should try to.
I'll give you a yes or no by the end of this week. How's that? I try to go every year. It's just a really busy time. January or February is like a really good time to have it, but nobody wants to have it.
Right before Thanksgiving.
It's a tough time. Right. Ron, if you don't go, those people get upset. I know, that's what I'm saying. They count on you. You're gonna go, Josh? Okay, there you go. Signing up quick. All right. So we are gonna go into an executive session. We will not be returning. And we're gonna start with Mr. Ron, because this is a voice vote to go into executive session. Yay.
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 And so, who's coming in? The city attorney, who else?
Ready to go. Summer.
That's it, Mark? Just you? Wow.